When Rory McIlroy arrived at TPC Sawgrass this week, the conversation around him wasn't about form, momentum, or even strategy. It was about one simple question: will he actually play? Right now, McIlroy's participation in the opening round of the Players' Championship may not be decided until the final moments before his tee time. And in my opinion, that kind of uncertainty is unusual for a player who is normally one of the most reliable competitors on the PGA Tour. The reason, of course, is the back issue that forced him to withdraw last week from the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill. After that withdrawal, which was his first mid-tournament withdrawal in more than 13 years, McIlroy immediately left Orlando and drove to West Palm Beach to begin treatment with his physiotherapist. Since then, he says most of his time has been spent simply focusing on recovery. And honestly, in my analysis, the fact that he's even considering playing this week says a lot about how important the Players' Championship is to him. Before we go further, if you enjoy golf news and deeper fan-to-fan analysis about what's happening on the PGA Tour, make sure to subscribe to Daily Golf News and leave a like on this video. It really helps the channel grow and keeps these discussions going. Now here's what we know so far. McIlroy arrived at TPC Sawgrass on Wednesday afternoon and went through a light practice session that lasted about an hour. He gradually worked through the bag, starting with wedges and moving up to a 6-iron. But there's one important detail. He still hasn't hit a driver. And for a player like McIlroy, whose power off the tee is such a huge part of his game, that's a pretty significant factor. After the session, McIlroy also walked the back 9 of the course carrying only a wedge and a putter, continuing to evaluate how his body felt as he moved around the course. According to him, things are improving. He described the issue less as pain and more as sensitivity and muscle fatigue, something that appeared after he overstretched his arm during a hinge movement while warming up last week at Bay Hill. The good news is that doctors have told him playing shouldn't worsen the injury. But even with that reassurance, McIlroy has made it clear that the final decision will likely come right before his tee time. In my opinion, that cautious approach makes sense. Because the Players' Championship isn't just another tournament for him. If he plays and wins this week, he would become only the second player ever to win the Players' Championship back-to-back, joining Scottie Scheffler. And there's another layer of history on the line. A third victory at the Players would tie Jack Nicklaus for the most wins in the tournament's history. So there's clearly a lot at stake. But the reality is that none of that matters if his body isn't ready. And that's what makes this situation so interesting. We're talking about one of the biggest events of the season. One of the biggest stars in the sport. And a decision that might literally be made minutes before he tees off. So the big question now is simple. Will Rory McIlroy decide to play? Or will he take more time to recover before the next stretch of big tournaments? What do you think? Should McIlroy take the cautious route and skip this week if he's not 100%? Or do you believe a player of his experience can still compete effectively even while managing a minor injury? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy golf news and analysis from a fan-to-fan perspective, make sure to subscribe to Daily Golf News and like the video so you don't miss the next breakdown. See you in the next one.